Hi everyone. And so, flow session 45 is a catch up on what's been occurring over the past couple of days. So we're into December. Is it the 11th or 12th now? I hope everyone's going well in the changes we know are occurring that we can't always put words to or put our finger on, because that essentially is part of the old anyway, where we try to have everything figured out as though we know everything that's going on, kind of the old way. If we know everything that's going on, then we master what we know is going on. But there's so much going on, which is the new lift, essentially. And I don't know if anyone else is feeling it, but I'm certainly feeling more aliveness in the field today as I wake. Been awake for a couple of hours and from sleep, and I can just feel that there's this multi-dimensional aspect that's online now that was going to happen anyway, but now I'm just letting you know because I can actually feel it more, like an embodied kind of feeling where the truth of who we are, like everything has an alive presence, is felt in such a beautiful, light-hearted way. You just know that there is more alive than what we've been conscious of. So it's just like a nice presence. Anyway, that will evolve and show its face really in life as we move forward with this shift and lift. So Soul Flow Reality Session 45, I wanted to be a reminder, essentially. It's what's been building over the past few days, with more awareness that's come to light when I've heard people speak about it. So it's like confirming and reaffirming that, yeah, we're all going through this. And with the various alignments in the solar system and Atlas, mid to end of December, is a reminder that Atlas truly is like a stabilizing shift presence, seeing us out of the old and stabilizing what we've worked for, like embracing more light aspect of life. So as we come across all the change in the air, now I say in the air because, like I said, we can't put our finger on the change. We can see change, but then change is happening within us. All of a sudden something else will happen. So all these things are happening where we're not actually meant to have everything sorted out like the old human ways. So as we come across all the change in the air, unrecognizable outside and within, like where's our stabilization? Stay put in your heart center, which means everything that we've learnt leading up to this time and through the decades, like for instance, the big change being like a natural aspect of wholeness, like natural therapies say, has become more and more integrated into the way we were taking over with the scientific way. And so, you know, there's a stabilization happening with that. So we've built to this change. So if you're staying put at your center, then there's self-talk and talking to essentially your center. It's staying put literally means that. So when everything's happening and it feels unstable from what we've known, stay put in the center and actually communicate there with the silence of all that you know has built to this time, so that you don't get carried away with the inverted commas unrecognizable change. It's more like acceptance that the old human that wanted to control and know everything is now opening up to the bigger stage of life that says you never could, you never can actually control anything. And that's a good thing. It's actually a good thing. We know this. The majority of us know this from our heart, that it is a good thing not to control the way of life. Because look at all the stuff that happens. When you try to keep air, say, in place, does it happen? Okay, so we are essentially like that. We are free, spirited, and sovereign beingness. And we're becoming more open to that light, our light. So stay put in there and have supporting you in your field those thoughts that say, you know, there is a shift going on, it's multidimensional, and think of all the positive ways you've helped enforce that, like live it. You're enforcing this new way of life that says it's not about restriction, and I need to watch myself where I might be trying to restrict life for others or myself, because that's not this free dimension shift. So that's the old stuff. So if you just keep reminding yourself that there's growth there, and you're going to feel new sort of energetic space, and don't try to, with your thoughts, put back in there what you've known that feels safe. Rather, there's growth happening. This is good for us all. I'll keep going with what, when I commune with my heart, or dialogue in any way, writing, recording audio, whatever, to or speaking to your soul, communing with the sacred. So what will open the third eye at this time is in prayer, accept that there is not any particular formula or ideal for you to fit, but know that when you engage at your center, knowing that no one is controlling the exterior. So we're not reaching back for control. So when we stay put at our chest, put our hands together, and say a prayer for help or anything, the best thing to open the third eye at that would be to really embrace that you are speaking to this space that is developing. You are speaking to the divine nature of our whole experience that is assisting. So it's not like it used to be where I've been told that if I pray a certain way, and there's nothing wrong with that, as long as there is space to it and not restriction, where the mind is restricted in, if I do this, I'll get that. And then it leads to I should be getting this. Why hasn't this happened? Why is this happening? More importantly, it's the space that's opening now that is us, that says, I am working with a vast field of light. And I'm going to engage with it at any time. And all of this is to raise our vibration in the truth of who we are. So it's not like sacred or separateness is how we engage the whole of the aspect of life. It's simply just what I've said. Just stay put, get your grounding there. And so I've got anchor. So when you anchor in this space, then you're doing these grounding things. And I've got with the diagram still, I've got the diamond with the heart in the middle and the heart spark there. But we've got the waves of life occurring, and it's also outside this diamond shape. So essentially what we're trying to do is fill our diamond shape, really. It's like an interior, not leaving us space, which is heaven to earth at our heart center. Life is still a cycle and surrounds us. We are part of the cycle and cycles. And the heart is at the center of our expression of our light beings. Our humans becoming more online light beings. And so we've got the waves of life as well that play their part. But we come back to and commune with that center. So if you do feel shaken at all, and because there is going to be more changes in the air, unrecognizable to the old way of looking at life, come back to your center and commune there like it's a real space. Ask for your guidance there. Don't close off from the ask, because when you ask, it's heard and it's given. It's not like the old ways where you're saying a prayer or you just go and pray at a certain time. It is you're heard all the time. No thoughts are actually hidden. Your guidance team in the light is there for you all the time. No one's sent to earth without this. It's just the way it is. So we anchor from coming home to ourselves, and that is what from the heart and doing these different things with the coming back to center. Life is different now. I play a real part in this field, so I come home to myself. I ask, you know, it's just a space you really need to evolve for yourself so that you feel it, because it is you. And it's just not been expressed because we've been living in density. So as we come across the changes and this time of evolution, like right now, this, we call it December, this time period, and we give it numbers so that we can have an idea of in the cycle and flow of life when things will occur. Door opens, 19th, felt like new, like so don't try to picture anything particular, like, you know, apart from when you go to open a door to something new and it feels like fresh air, just, you know, fresh air coming in. There's just, it's just new, nearly like a wave of light washes over you and you're in it and of it. It's like that old saying, you can be in the world but not of it, because it's already created. It is not essentially you, it's all our creations. But this is like, you are of this opening door wave of light. And it feels just, you know, like that new fresh air, maybe a new day, and you're opening it to the door to greenery, and you're just seeing it in a new way. You don't know why. Perhaps you've just woken up from sleep and you just need some fresh air. You open the door and it's just... So that's what the 19th is going to feel like. Felt like new when fresh air or a fresh perspective is felt. It's like a wave of new, if we can all relate to that for a moment. Like, take time with yourself, and that would be a good thing to contemplate. Where you found yourself perhaps in an experience you didn't think was going to happen, and perhaps you were just doing something usual, going somewhere you thought would be the same, you know, like we have this perspective, everything's kind of just, I'm controlling it, I'm controlling, you know, everything that happens to me, you know, I'm ready for everything. But then all of a sudden you might learn something new and it's just like, oh, not thinking too hard, like, oh, I didn't know that before, and then the thought is gone. It's more like, I can't describe it any other way, just that new washes over you. Like, I feel like a different person. I didn't know this part of myself. So that can happen in all different ways. It might be like what I just said. I feel like a new person, or I've just got this different download about life, or like I felt this morning when I woke up, which feels like the warm up to this. Life is truly a lot more alive. It feels great. It is fresh. It's a fresh perspective. But it's actually an embodied shift, energy, light, beingness. So correlate that. So I'm told that it's like 19th to the 21st, this feeling of the door opening of that. So anything could happen over the whole time period of that, or the first day, it doesn't really matter, although it's nice to know. I really like the feeling of knowing that something will wash over us. And, you know, like I said, that coincides with lots going on in the atmosphere, and it's supportive. So stabilizing is not like the old stabilizing, like everything's going to stop and stabilize. You know, that control mentality, like it's going to be like this. It's more like that new way, and here's the stabilization for the cake, you know? Like an ingredient, like what's going on in our atmosphere, stabilizing that opening feeling. So, and then the 21st onward, we need that stabilization of, we go home to ourselves, we need to be there, like we keep coming back to that. So don't forget, like from the 21st onward, in this upshift, where the 3D is gonna do all sorts of stuff, because it's just shifting to this new perspective that we know from our heart center is what's needed, is what is. So onward, don't forget to anchor. So the anchoring part is, we are one with heaven, which we didn't really, we've had controlling aspects to heaven being there, and we're here on our own. But the anchoring is heaven, earth, and then under our feet, earth. Like the more we anchor there, staying put, self-talk of the whole awareness, this assists earth. We feel more anchored, belonging, and light. And this helps all. Awesome. Great. And because I love numbers, I just noticed that talk finished on 22:44. I love that. So it's all really just to bring us home to ourselves and ground. So I'll just finish by saying, as I'm reminded when I play my little steel drum, doing anything of the sort that brings you home to yourself that you enjoy. And I am reminded recently through someone else that the inner child is getting woken because of this shift. They didn't say it in that way, but it highlighted when I heard it and saw the joy aspect coming through in the message, that is what is to be expected. So the lightness, the the awakening of your field that you are here to enjoy, because that is the truth. Like, we are higher vibrational beings, and we have the choice to allow ourselves to go there, or to stay in the old that doesn't serve us. So becoming more conscious of what actually does serve our vibration is that higher aspect of ourselves. So play. And play has been one of the messages through the conscious community for a while now. I remember getting that kind of message from Sonia Chiquette and her girls, her daughters, like 2015. And so Sonia is in the spiritual conscious community for quite a while now, and so I connect with her resonance. And when they did that talk on play, it just really highlighted how we don't play, and we are coming online more with our conscious light beings. So that message has been in the community for a while, amongst many other teachers who say the same thing. Lift your vibration. Do things that you enjoy. Anything that serves the present moment joyfully. God bless everyone, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.